It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Welcome to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. We're here at Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery on a beautiful day. Nice and windy, a little bit of a chill, but that's okay. If you're out in the sun, it feels good. I see short sleeve shirts out there. I see people.
Save yourself.
What's that?
It's so cold. Save yourself, Milton.
It's not that bad. But yes, it is cold. So anyway, it's a pretty day out here at Milberger's, and we encourage you to come on out and be a part of the show. Bring your questions. And we got plenty for you to do to enjoy your garden, whether it's getting perennials and colorful perennials, or maybe some Greg's Mist flower like we talked about yesterday, this new Texas superstar. Or maybe it's getting some veggies or some herbs. Can you tell us what we got?
Sure.
Thank you, Mark.
We have some parsley.
Yes.
Some sage, rosemary, and thyme.
Doesn't matter what season. We seem to always have that. That's so odd.
Okay, we got some. We got especially. We got some French lavender and French thyme.
Oh, good.
We got that this past week. So it looks good.
So talk a little bit about that. Can we enjoy lavender?
Yeah, so lavender is supposed to, air quotes, supposed to be in well-drained, sandy loam, slightly neutral to acidic soil. But it does okay here. There are some really fine lavender farms up near Blanco.
Blanco, Texas?
Blanco, Texas, yes. Yeah. They have an annual Blanco Fest. And it needs to be well-drained. That's the only thing. Yeah. So we've been saying that for years. Jerry and I used to say that for years. Is well-drained. So if you want lavender, and there's lots of uses for lavender, both aromatic and herbal and aromatherapy. And in a big pot may be just the thing you need.
Is lavender as aromatic as the like if you get the oil, the lavender oil?
Right. So there are 3 different kinds, mainly 3 different kinds. So there's English, French, and Egyptian lavender.
Oh. Have you grown any of it, Mark?
I've tried. Okay.
It's very hard to grow.
It's a challenge. Calvin was waiting. He was waiting for a moment to dig me at me. I said, it is a challenge to grow.
It's very
hard. And I learned that word from Calvin.
Oh, challenge?
It's a challenge.
Okay.
Opportunities.
What makes it so challenging? Is it where you plant it? So if you do
it's like some Mediterranean
climate
environment, it's the combination is
the vagaries of our weather.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like
Steve Brown found one variety that
really
was relatively easy to grow, and he liked it. He had it, and some of those lavender farms that Mark talking about, they had a real hard time finding one and growing it, and so they got more flexible. I think they have a few of different varieties, but maybe they've solved the problems now. But
no, it's challenging.
Yeah,
I did hesitate on that, but so think Provence, the sunny fields of Provence.
Right.
That's where the legendary lavender fields are.
Okay.
So warm, coolish nights. Maybe.
Well, we need. Let's open up to anybody else who has had good success growing it. We want to hear your story, how you did it. Maybe we can help somebody else with lavender here in San Antonio or Central Texas. All right, 210-308-8867. Guess who? It's Trace. Do you see him?
I do.
He's right there. Yeah. Make sure you're potted up. What's going on, Trace?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Getting what?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good afternoon. Good morning. Good. Yeah, it's a pretty day. I know you're not happy with the wind, but
No.
But what's the forecast supposed to be?
Windy till 4.
Till 4, and then it dies down.
Yep.
Okay, so pretty much all day.
Pretty much.
Free for you guys. Cool. How did we do yesterday? I noticed that I didn't hear from the Blood and Tissue Center, so we'll have to fix that for next time. But I noticed that the Lions, Sam,
They
Sam,
They always seem happy.
they were happy, and they had a big old bag of glasses.
They did.
And there's some new chapters starting and stuff, so he was really happy. So, yeah,
I always ask him if he signed up any new members.
Oh, and what did he
To
say?
me, that's important.
What's that?
To me, that's important.
Yeah.
And he thinks he's got one, and then maybe a family of an elderly one who hasn't been able to participate in a few years.
Oh.
Might be able to start helping him out, too.
That'd be cool. They do a lot of great things. They really do. And I know people on Facebook that are in the Lions, and they talk about all the stuff that they do, too. So it seems to be a good organization. So that was a good one. We need to find out how much blood we got. But how many certificates did we give away? Do you know?
I never looked at the
okay.
envelope.
Well, we'll. Cappy wouldn't know, would she?
She wasn't here.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Well, anyway, we'll tell you next week because it's always a big success. And Millburgers is a great corporate citizen, always helping out, whether it was Salvation Army, South Texas Blood and Tissue Center, the Lions and the eyesight checks, the American Cancer Society, all those places Millburgers helps and supports here in San Antonio.
Monarch and Milkweed.
Why are you looking confused?
Committed.
No, I was just thinking I think we're missing one there.
Yeah, we probably are.
Or two.
Maybe San Antonio Food Bank. Did we?
Well, we have in the past.
Yeah, no, we have in the past. Anyway, yes, Calvin, you were saying about the Monarchs. We don't hear from you on the Monarchs very much. What's going on with the Monarchs?
Well, we got one more class scheduled.
Okay.
Mark and I think mentioned it was the 6th, but it's the 8th.
Oh.
Thursday, May 8th.
The newspaper's wrong.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure, Mark? Yeah. And it's at 6 p.m., and it's in Floresville. I've got one here that says the...
What's that?
Confirm.
Okay, I got to confirm for Mark. Where? Okay.
May.
And 6 p.m., May 6th,
Huh?
on the 4th Street Classroom.
Okay.
That's at
Classroom 10 in Floresville.
So I guess you're doing 2 in Floresville.
Apparently now you are.
I had a chat.
One on the 6th, one on the 8th,
with
yeah.
the Master Gardeners there in Wilson County yesterday.
Okay, good.
And they were all excited about the results in New Braunfels.
Just wait till you tell them that you got to do it twice.
Yeah.
Well, you guys were talking about all the action yesterday here at the nursery.
Yeah.
And it amazed me that there was so much action here, but also this action in New Braunfels. In that thunderstorm, it kind of emerged from the rain and storm, and I thought, well,
yeah,
there may be nobody there. And, of course, the attendance was very good, and the program turned out real well.
Yeah. You said about 51 people. That's pretty good.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, there was a big event. It was their AgriFest
Yeah.
event, and that was the first of the classes that they offered. But that is the one on the 8th will be the final program that we're offering so far on the for the spring.
I was trying to show you a
Final
picture.
2?
And
the final 2 in the spring, yeah.
And
the 6th, I think, and the 8th, right? Yeah.
Then they'll get the individuals that participate, that pre-register, will get access to 2 containers of seeded milkweed if they agree to monitor or transplanting and monitor the germination. And so that should be fun. That'll be the first time we're doing that.
Yeah, for that.
And it's for new Master Gardener chapter.
Yeah, that's exciting that they've got that.
And our friend, I was telling those Master Gardeners that we had years of relationships with the Wilson County folks and the newspaper down
Did you
there.
mention the go for it?
Huh?
Did you mention the go for it? Did you ever hear my expression that I thought would go over big in Wilson County?
I just got it.
Yeah,
So,
Wilson County Gardening, go for it.
Oh.
But, yeah, I don't know. Start off your thing with that.
I don't think he's going to get the response that you're hoping for.
Okay.
No, because it took me a while to figure it out even what he was talking about.
They might be baseball bats.
I bet they can figure it out.
Yeah.
I bet they'll kind of...
You just say the joke, Calvin, and they'll understand.
They'll get it. All right, so I'm going to ask Trace, too. So, planted some zinnia seeds.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm trying to figure out what's coming up. So, Mark thought the big ones, I think, or what did you think? You think both of them?
I think it's both.
You think it's both? You got any
the
opinions?
big ones for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's like a week. They came up in a week. Trace is putting on
That's
his
what
glasses.
I said. That's what we said they would come up.
I guess you're right, but I didn't think. I thought just like the little ones, it would be just kind of like that. And you have any thoughts?
Not really, because the first set of leaves that anything puts on don't look like the normal leaves.
Oh, okay.
And you only got a couple leaves past that. And they're
Okay,
not
well,
mature.
as Mark said, just wait and you'll see.
Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Well, zinnias are amazing in terms of responding as seed. They're one of those. Cucumbers, I think, are.
Yeah.
I think of them being in the same category. Easy to grow from seed and very responsive.
It's a little late now, but should people have done anything last night with the cooler temperatures and the wind and taking stuff in? Y'all didn't.
We didn't. I kind of wish we had.
Oh, really?
I know.
The only things that are really affected are the sweet potato vines.
Oh, okay.
And how about the vinca?
Some of the vinca.
Yeah.
And some of the vegetables that
Oh,
were
okay.
young transplants.
I had the same reaction that you did here to the vinca at my place.
Oh.
I had bought a couple flats and they did not like the wind in that cold.
I always tell everybody as they're purchasing vinca this early, you could be doing it twice. They do not like cool wind at night or any time for that matter.
And that kind of those storm drops.
Right.
Mark has been mentioning that. I've been kind of poo-pooing it, but he was alerting us that we were taking a chance by going early.
So that was one of the things we talked about last week. What
yeah.
does the rain do to us as a retail nursery and certain things that don't like it on its head?
Yeah, you were mentioning that was interesting. I thought about that all week when I was watering.
So this week we talked about what does it rain do to the customers other than those same issues with those same kind of plants.
Okay.
So we came up with mosquitoes.
Oh,
So
good point.
3 days later, generally we're going to have some mosquitoes. All this cool wind might set them back a little bit.
Of course, 40 degrees makes a difference, too.
Yeah, that might knock them out a little.
But, we were up and down, roller coaster temperatures.
So, do you have any, besides any remedies that you like to suggest for mosquitoes? I mean, besides getting rid of standing water and...
Well, so there's lots of options.
Okay.
If you have standing water, then the donuts are a good option.
Okay,
If you have soil that stays
dunks.
too wet, yes.
Not the Dunkin' Donuts, but the Dunks.
No, but they look like donuts. If you have soil that stays too wet too long, they'll breed in
Oh.
there. So there's a version of the mosquito donut. Which,
Yes.
That's ground up into bits, so it's actually called mosquito bits.
Okay.
And then we talked about the stuff that would kill one. So I skipped one thing that we talked about. So when we used to have the whiskey barrels, we would take a bottle of dormant oil off the shelf, and we'd put a cap full in each barrel. And it puts a sheen on the top, so if a mosquito larva has to come up and get air,
Yeah.
it'd coat him, he'd fall to the bottom and drown.
Oh, okay.
But then we talked about what kills them, and pretty much anything will kill one because they are extremely wimpy insects.
Yeah.
So my personal choice was the sayonara because I like the name.
Oh, okay. And you just spray that around the
I
yard?
forgot about
Spray
that
it wherever they're at. I got to run.
Uh-oh.
It's
Okay.
also an important topic on the monarch and milkweed class. We talk about the threat of pesticides to the monarch population, and one of those. A lot of folks in the class say, well, the best thing, just quit using pesticides or insecticides. And then you bring up to say, well, what about controlling the viruses in mosquitoes and things? And how about protecting our children and our old people and everything? And so that is not always a practical decision. I mean, a reasonable decision to say, well, we can't do any general mosquito spraying because it might hurt our might hurt our monarch butterflies. So sometimes we have to compromise a bit and put up with some of those threats. But the good news is that the industry is figuring out new ways to control mosquitoes.
They're responding to the requests, and also they see a source of revenue if they create new products for that.
Well, look at here. This is the same reaction that the Vincas have.
Oh, what's that?
The bougainvillea is not happy.
Oh, because the wind, they're just kind of, they're unhappy?
Well, it's a combination.
Okay.
The cold temperatures and the wind. Which is what we always say in regard to tomatoes.
40 degrees.
Do not plant them in the ground before. No. Of course, they have been in the ground since the 15th.
Well, yeah, because everybody's excited.
But we also put a caveat all the time is you still have to protect against wind even though they're in the ground. And we recommend the thin insulate or insulate and a fence or a support system. So you just
tomato cage.
Yeah, the tomato cage. Thank you. You just wrap it around it.
Okay.
This has been a tough spring for tomatoes.
Yeah.
Potted up tomatoes.
Yeah.
Usually we're able to say, well, here's what you do, and then you just get them out of the wind and keep them in the sun and put them inside in 40 degrees. Well, man, complying with those requests this year was very difficult.
Yeah, I mean,
still is.
Well, prior to these last 2 days, everything was wonderful. It was nice. No, it was. I mean,
well,
it wasn't
challenging.
It wasn't that cold. It was windy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but temperature-wise, it seemed like it was okay.
Well, no, there was a lot of below 40-degree weather.
No, up until like last week and stuff. Between the 15th and now, I don't remember.
There was a couple of days where it was 90 and then dropped.
Down into the 40s?
So it's roller coaster.
Down into the 40s?
Oh gosh, yes.
Okay, I don't.
I had them in the I had them in the house there for several weeks. Trying
to get them going. All right, 210-308-8867. Mark, get your questions ready because we're going to take a break. When we come back, we hope to speak to Edmund Pruski at Pruski's Market. Find out what's going on over there.
Thank you.
Right after this on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Love talking to you about Pruski's Market right there on Highway 87 in Atkins, Texas. And love talking to this guy, Edmund Pruski's on the line from Pruski's Market. There's a reason the name sounds similar. Hi, Edmund.
Hey, guys, how we doing today?
We're doing great. How you doing?
Oh, great. Enjoying this beautiful weather. It's nice and cool, a little breezy. Could have used some more rain, but we're gonna take what we get. Be grateful.
So now when you're running cows, like you said, they lit up little jogging outfits and they're listening to their Walkmans and they're just jogging along?
They've got their little tight. You think some of these fine folks at the mall squeeze a lot into those little cans? 1,200-pound cow, put them on. Yeah.
Yeah,
very cool.
Little bovines.
Yeah. No, Edmund called about a week ago. Hey, I'm sorry, I got to cancel. I'm running cows. Is that cows or cattle? What's the proper?
Cattle.
Cattle. Working cattle.
Running cattle.
Yeah, we were working cattle yesterday, so we caught some and shipped some last week and running some more yesterday. So we're taking care of business. Like I said, we kind of see them from the womb to the tomb.
Yep. Hey, Edmund, I had called in because I keep talking a little bit about Easter, but that's only a couple Sundays away now. But you've got some great options for people that are going to have family over and stuff like that. You want to kind of highlight some of the things you got?
Absolutely. People are already ordering fresh sauce We're known for our fresh sausage. It's made fresh just for the events all the time. No nitrites, no MSG.
Mm-hmm.
People are looking for the good, clean options without all the preservatives and additives, and that's our fresh sausage for sure. It's a big item for Easter. It is at Christmas. And also getting quite a few hits for our fully cooked briskets. Cooking the briskets kind of an event. A lot of folks like to take the day and smoke their briskets and do it. But if you're wanting a nice mesquite smoked brisket for Easter Sunday, we'll be cooking briskets between now and Easter and taking a lot of orders for them. Get them fully cooked, ready just to heat and eat and enjoy. Same with barbecue chickens. Do it half chickens or leg quarters and pork ribs as well. So if you want to just pick it up and heat and eat, we can help you with that.
Yeah, so it makes it really super easy. And you've got ham, correct?
Yes, we have ham.
Al back at the studio is thinking about ham.
Yep, we've got hams. Come on in and get some fresh hams. Matter of fact, we actually have the hogs. We just got some in this week. We'll be breaking them down tomorrow, and those are going to be the Easter hams. So we've got them fresh harvested locally, and we're going to be curing them over the next 2 weeks, and they'll be ready for Easter. So if you're so inclined, let us know, and we've got whole hams and some boneless options as well.
Hey, we're talking to Edmund Pruski of Pruski's Market. I'll talk to him. I'll ask my other question in a second, but I know Mark had a question. I don't know what it is, Edmund. It may be dangerous.
No. This is in the same vein what we're talking about. I grew up with some Lebanese, both Orthodox and Maronite, and I'm wondering, do you have lamb?
Oh,
have you ever passed it?
We're taking orders right now for rack of lamb and leg of lamb that we will have in for Easter. So anyone wants to do lamb rather for Easter, we will have them available. But be back to give us a call, make sure we have them. We don't carry a whole lot, but we do get it in for certain holidays, and this is one of them.
Oh, cool. And Calvin, on kind of a black note, was asking if rabbit is good for Easter. Can you serve rabbit at Easter? It seems wrong.
Well, it's a thing. That Easter bunny, he's got to quit to make it out of Easter. But, we do have rabbits. And we've got the whole little bunnies if you want to. Just really tell the kids that's why there's no Easter eggs in your basket. He's right there on the table.
Yeah.
So, one way out.
Okay. And he's good, too.
Yeah.
Edmund Pruski's who we're talking to. So one final question, Edmund, or just a compliment. When I talk about you guys, I always talk about the service and the fact that you're going to go in there and you can talk to the butcher, the person preparing it. When I was in there last talking to you and said, hey, there's just two of us. Can you get me something that, just right for two people? And he found something. And I've asked, hey, this is what I want to make. What do you suggest? Or I think my favorite one was when I was trying to get the potato sausage. Is it Doug? Do I have his name right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And it was like, it doesn't look like y'all have any. And Doug's like, kind of with a cocked head, just looking at me, goes, hold on a second. Just don't go anywhere. And goes in the back and comes out with a big thing of the potato sausage. It was like, thank you, man.
That time, absolutely. We did some smoke this week. We've got our cheesy potato smoked links, actually. They're in the package. Cheese. Got them fully cooked. You just eat them and eat them. They're terrific if you're looking for a good option. And, of course, we've got a large variety of smoked sausages in the house as well. Our regular jalapeno and cheese to go with our fresh as well. So we've got a good variety in the store for folks.
Very good. All right, Edmund, now you got people hungry. Tell them how to call you in order and tell them how to get there.
Well, we're located out on the east side. You take the Rigsby exit off of 410, come out about 6 miles. We're right there on the right-hand side. Look for the Valero sign. We do sell fuel. If you're coming off of 1604, we're just 3 miles inside on Highway 87. Certainly give us a call, 210-649-2151, or go to Pruski'sMeatMarket.com, and we've got all our items listed there. So either way, come see us. You won't be disappointed.
There you go. Thank you, Edmund. Run them cattle. Get them jogging. Get them healthy.
You bet. Got them. Yep, they got their little tinnies on.
Just do it. Move.
Just do it.
Move.
That's right.
Move.
Yeah,
Move.
Get that little cup and run alongside it. Yeah, that's the basic.
Thank you, sir. We'll
thank
talk to you
guys.
soon, man.
Absolutely.
Always fun.
Uh-huh.
210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. So you going to go get some lamb?
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I also thought about maybe some nice thick pork chops as
Ooh,
well.
that would be good.
For later on this week.
There you go. It's always fun and it's always good. All right, 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Calvin, you've been kind of staring out there. What's catching your eye?
Oh, all of it, all the blooms. I just was watching for the monarchs, of course, which is going to be tough with this wind. But a little later this afternoon, I suspect they'll show up. But we're telling folks the monarchs are here. They're coming through. Yeah, the thing that you can do the most to encourage them is to have nectar-producing plants available. And what I was admiring is that you could come here to Milberger's and you could get plants that are in bloom already, and you wouldn't even have to transplant them or anything. Just get them in place so that the monarchs can take advantage of them for this, because they'll be here for a month or so, and then they'll be moving north. But the zinnias, the gourd, of course, the mistflower, and lots of lantanas in bloom, which we generally mention as.
We generally wait, a little bit more. But I was surprised yesterday. I went over there and checked it all out, and we have lots of native lantana ready to go.
And I guess our pentas are not in bloom in the same degree that the zinnias are, but the pentas will be in bloom soon, within a few days. So they're available too. So if you're looking for something in the shade, that's another plant. But anyway, you can. There's still. I was trying to see if there's some of the tropical milkweed. Is there still some blooming over there? Can you see, or is it just the foliage?
There's a few. I could see a few orangey yellow.
Yeah. So that nectar too. They love that tropical milkweed nectar. But if you want to meet their needs quickly, it's possible with the plants that are available here in full bloom. So you can accommodate them, fill them up with nectar, and they can continue their trip. The monarchs can continue their trip into the Midwest and into Canada.
The blue plumbago, I don't know about yours. Mine is starting to now bloom, and
it's starting to grow. Mine's starting to grow, but I don't have any blooms.
Yeah, I
yet.
have one bloom, pretty little pom-pom bloom. But I'm kind of thinking I should have cut it down a while back so it could come back. Oh, and
yours didn't freeze back?
Oh, it froze back, but now it's kind of coming up, and it's leggy and brown and yucky, and
we know what we call that. The action that's required for that.
What?
It's called a pruning.
Really?
Yes, a pruning shears or shears, head shears.
We've got that electric one. The hedge trimmers. We just go through the.
Go through that.
Yeah.
Did you notice I did not mention the porterweed?
Oh.
Minus those that I bought and are starting to bloom now. So that's another plant.
Oh, okay.
The ones that Calvin hoarded.
Yes.
and but it would be wonderful if another
Calvin will be selling them online.
Porterweed came in.
Yeah. And how are you bought the Romas? I guess you're protecting them. What did you buy?
No. Here, the
Ruby Crush.
Ruby Crush. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You bought the Ruby Crush this week, and I think we still have some of those. Right?
Yes, we do.
I
made sure
but
and checked.
I wanted some more, and of course, and as I bring up all the time, I waited. On my Thunderbirds, but I should have bought them when they were.
Oh no! Again?
Yeah.
So there I have my two 2 tomato cages set there, and there's spots set for them, fertilized. And I don't have any Thunderbirds.
Yes, and Trace indicated that unless some good number ones come available in the market, that this will be the last of the tomatoes.
Last of the small ones.
Yes.
Yeah, the number ones maybe, but yes, the small ones. And that's for your own benefit. I mean, it's a tough love situation because I know people would buy them, but they would not have success.
No.
So Milburgers won't sell them.
We have Sweet 100, my favorite, and the Ruby Crush and Celebrity out there, and some of the heirlooms.
Cherokee Purple.
We had that. I'm not sure. I didn't see it this morning, but we had some of the yellow. I forget the name for that one. But
okay.
And then some grape and some Roma and some other odds and ends. So come on out.
Yeah, come be a part of it and have some fun growing your own food and your own tomatoes. My cucumbers, both from seed and from transplant, are doing well.
How are they? Are they growing at an equal rate?
Yeah, I think so. And I got a little tomato cage for them. So we'll see what happens. And the zucchini is doing well. The other thing that I did was bush beans. And boy, are they forgiving.
Yes. Did you do them by seed?
Yes.
Yes, that's the way to go with bush beans. And you can still do them.
Yeah.
I would have done them about 3 weeks ago. But
yeah, that's
Milton also brought it to our attention that his zinnias are already that he planted by seeded only. They were up in a week.
Yeah.
And I find that with zinnias.
I
used to plant zinnias back in my youth. Back in Michigan.
Okay.
But we did it by seed.
We'll have to.
I like to use these Dreamland and get there they're in bloom now, so you instantly have nectar available. But then you let them go to seed, let them drop some of the seed, and the stuff that grows, it's a parent material.
Yeah,
they're hybrids, and so you get a real variation,
a bunch of different things.
But in fact, I think the butterflies and the hummingbirds, the pollinators like the parent material better than they like the hybrids. They are attracted to the hybrids, but they certainly really go after the ones that come up, and they come up fast too.
Mm-hmm. James is on the line at 210-308-8867. Hi there, James. You got you got a report and a question, huh?
Yeah, yesterday I forgot. Let me back up if I could. Well, Calvin, I did it when well, no, I'm driving. I don't want to back up.
Don't be backing up. Okay, sorry.
Okay, when he identified his blue curls yesterday where I was mowing, that's according to Garden Style San Antonio, they have a photo of blue curls, and that looks exactly the same, so that should be spot on. And driving through my neighborhood this morning, I'm finding it coming up all over the place where people haven't mowed yet, and I've never noticed that before. So you're recommending, you asked if I've seen any hummingbirds around it, which I did not, but I missed this yesterday. I know you said it's a pollinator, but is that good for the monarch butterflies as well?
Yes.
The blue curls? Yeah. It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's one of the reasons we recommend it, is that it kind of fills that gap. The mistflower now is blooming, but quite often the blue curl will start blooming before the mistflower, and so you'll have that access. The monarchs have access to that nectar plant. It's a great. Blue curl really got popular pretty fast. The Gardening Volunteers of South Texas, they had some kind of promotion, didn't they?
Yes, a couple other people. I remember some of the staff at SAWS. They were real big proponents of that, and that's kind of where I learned a little bit more about it. I knew it by sight, but the fact that it fills this void, right, like you said, between the winter and the warm season annuals and perennials are not up yet, and it's there.
It grows in the sun, it grows in the shade, and takes advantage of good soil and survives in bad soil.
It's attractive by butterflies, bees, maybe hummingbirds. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
They love it.
Okay. Well, I have poor soil. I'm in sand, but it's around my neighborhood. So now that I know what it is, I'll protect it, if you will, while it's in bloom at least. What I forgot yesterday, so after I hung up, I do have a tomato report on my early girl. I've got two tomatoes on there, and they're growing in containers. When should I switch over from? I use a 15-30-15, and I usually switch over to a 24-8-16 water solubles both. When do I switch from the high middle number to the high nitrogen? At what stage on the tomato plants?
I always stay with the high nitrogen.
Yeah, I never use the high phosphorus.
Okay. I've been using that very much since I put them in the containers.
They bred those tomatoes that we use now. They bred them to be machines if they get enough nitrogen.
Now, having said that, Malcolm was a big proponent when the tomatoes went into the ground that you had some phosphorus there, either colloidal or rock phosphate or some kind of phosphate. And he was real adamant about that.
Who was that?
Malcolm.
Malcolm did.
Oh.
When they went into the ground, he always said, coat the holes with phosphorus.
Oh, that's interesting. I saw another thing online about that, but I'll tell you about that.
So, and there's a reason why. Yes, we always just say phosphorus doesn't have anything to do with trees, but for vegetables,
Uh-oh, what's happening, James?
Are you still with us, James?
Are you okay?
All right, come back for the light.
Sounds like you're driving your tractor.
No, I'm in my truck. I cracked the window a little bit to let some air in, and it sounds like
well,
okay.
Well, we're not going to ask anything about that.
I think,
so there is some evidence for vegetables having phosphorus. I just don't know if you need it if they're growing in the ground. In the pots, maybe. Yeah, but the nitrogen is the most important one.
Okay, so switch over to the 3-1-2 right now would be best thing to do.
I would
recommend. Yeah, okay, that's what I'll do. I was always not confused, but wondering about the strategy on that. But y'all kind of cleared it up since I'm growing in containers. I used to use that super phosphate or triple phosphate, whatever it's called. That was back when I was growing in the ground. So what you're telling me is due to our soils, that wasn't really necessary, but in a container, maybe using something like that at planting in the planting hole would be good. Next go around.
Well, even our raised beds, are almost a container in terms of the soil nutrients. So that was not 100% wrong even then.
So here's the reason why. Phosphorus moves through the soil about an inch every 1,000 years.
Wow.
And so you want it where it's available to the roots.
Okay. All right. So unconfuse me. Since I'm growing in containers, when I plant in the fall or next spring, should I put a little scoop of super phosphate or similar product in the planting hole or no?
In the planting hole, yes. Or in a raised bed or in a container, I think a little bit will do you.
Okay, a little dab will do you. Okay, I'm clear on that now. All right. Hey, I appreciate it very much.
Hey, James, you don't grow strawberries, do you?
I used to. I used to get my plants from Kenneth Hoffman down in Poteet on his farm.
Oh, wow. Sure.
I met him a few times, half a dozen times. He's a really nice man. And he used to sell me bare root when his shipments would come in from California. He wouldn't let me. I couldn't order direct because I was only buying like 20 or 30 plants. But he would sell them to me cheap, like 10, 12 cents a piece for bare root. And out in the sand where I live, they did really well until the ants found them.
Mine are kind of languishing. I didn't know whether that was normal this time of year.
You know what else, Mark? The phosphorus, James phosphorus probably has more impact in that sand than when
Oh,
in our alkaline, heavier soil.
And in sand, the last number is also important, potassium.
So I think you're on target there, James.
All right. And James, you haven't grown lavender, have you?
No, my wife has been nagging me for years to try some, but I haven't done it.
Okay.
We have some available.
Yeah, come on over. Let's try it. Thank you, James.
I wish y'all were not 50 miles away from me, or else I'd be there.
I wish you weren't either. Thank you, sir.
Alrighty.
We'll talk to you soon. All right, we got to take a quick break. While we do, give us a call at 210-308-8867. Looking for lavender reports, good or bad. Looking for strawberry reports. Mine it was doing great, and then it just kind of stopped. And so, we'd love to hear from you. 210-308-8867. Back in a moment on 9:30 a.m., The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Chalmette, Bert, you got to call us. We heard you kind of did a call in a little while ago, so give us a call and tell us what's going on in your world. But 210-308-8867 if you've got a gardening question. We want to help you out. 210-308-8867. All right, let's see.
We also want them to help us out.
How's that?
Our listeners are always have some great answers.
Honestly, y'all really do. It's so much fun when y'all call and go, I grew lavender and it didn't work the first 3 times, and then I did this and then it worked. And it's like, ooh, okay, that's interesting. So lavender reports, tomato reports, strawberry reports.
You talk about the lavender. We used to do the rodeo.
Yeah.
And we'd have we had the whole building that we were master gardeners were responsible for, and we'd always try. We'd have samples of plants, and we'd always try lavender in a container.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was even hard for us to grow it because the team could not resist giving it more water.
Oh.
And that was a kiss of death with lavender. It would just year after year we'd put little signs on there that says no water. But
all right, well,
it's a wonderful plant, but it's very, very temperamental.
Ooh, we got a hummingbird report and low soil question. Bert, our buddy Bert is on the line, formerly from Chalmette. Where are you now, Bert? Yeah, I know San Antonio, but is it just out?
At the same place. I only wanted to say it's like not being to have so many plants around me anymore makes my heart very saddened.
Yeah, I bet. How do you fix that?
You drink?
Well, I'll tell you, yes, I do drink, because I've talked to you when I had a beer on before. It's like,
oh dear.
Yeah, when you had it in your hand.
Hey, well, Bert, I'm a little. Do you drink Irish whiskey?
Well, I've actually had one taste. I think it was a 2-ounce glass of a very fine Irish whiskey.
Well, I'm a little worried now with all the tariffs and everything. We might have to switch to American whiskey.
No, if I want to buy Irish whiskey, I'm going to buy Irish whiskey.
There you go.
All right.
We'll focus on your questions.
All right, so I lived in Iowa for a while, and I've actually been to the Loess Dunes.
Been to the where?
Been to where?
It was on the way. I was on an assignment with the National Guard in Iowa. And,
but what was
it? The western side of Iowa has natural loess.
Okay, yeah.
Has
Loess. So it is
Loess. That's correct.
Yeah. So it's a windblown topsoil, if you will, over the thousands of years, and so it's deep and friable.
And it is very good for tubers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very deep and friable.
Yep. So the other thing is I wanted to ask you because I couldn't identify this hummingbird, and I'm very good at that because the same with you. I like butterflies as well. But this one had a green tint to it, but a brown overcoat.
I would Yes.
It was a very big one.
I quite often describe the rufous that way, that rusty or red overcoat kind of thing with the green dominant green. Was it here in San Antonio?
Bert? Oh, we can barely hear you. Something happened with your phone. What was that?
Okay, Mark, you were saying about the rainwater, and I know from growing up in southeastern Louisiana, I've always noticed that when the rain happens, all the plants, the leaves get very much greener.
Yeah.
But Calvin, what were you asking, Bert?
Oh, about the roof, the hummingbird.
The hummingbird.
I was.
Yeah, it was a very big one.
If I had to guess, if it was in San Antonio, based on that description, it's the same one I use quite often for a rufous hummingbird. Did it look smaller than the normal ones?
No, it was very large.
Oh, well, then it wouldn't be a rufous, probably. Rufous are.
No, I'm saying this
small.
one was like my neighbors noticed it. They were like, "Look, the hummingbirds are dancing for you."
Oh,
like I was just the thing I did is I just said thank you.
Well, keep looking at it and keep looking at your book and see if you can figure it out. That sounds pretty exciting. There are some.
And Mark, I know a question I asked you last year. I said something about why did old farmers paint their trunks of their trees white?
Yes.
And you know what? I had a childhood remembrance, and I watched a bird just swoop by and picked off one of the caterpillars as it was crawling up the tree.
Because they could identify it.
Exactly. It's
like, that's interesting.
So you see, there's some things about the old timers. They knew some things we don't, even with all the science we got.
No, that's why I'm the Sinisa proponent, because it was the old timers used to say, according to Paul Cox. So I'm with the old timers on that.
I got to finish up that one question.
He's going to finish up the question.
The one question. So, why does everything look greener after a rainstorm?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Because there's nitrogen in the rainwater. Especially if we have lots of lightning. Lightning. Lightning creates a form of nitrogen that's soluble in the rainwater. That's why all the lawns look green.
Well, Mark, if you ever get a chance, go to a place where there's nothing but sand and watch where the lightning strikes, and then dig up where the lightning is struck in the sand, and you'll be amazed at the sculpture that you will see.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. So fuses the sand.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, So I don't know. I definitely will do that someday when I'm out, maybe in West Texas.
Wait until lightning strikes, though. Don't get there ahead of time.
Okay. I'll be watching from afar.
Not at the same time.
But anyway, what did you say, Mark, about... I wanted to ask you a question about tomatoes, because I got a friend in Kentucky that he's like, I ain't tasted a sweet tomato in a long time. And I would like to send him one from down here that might grow in Kentucky.
Well, what do you think, Calvin? Would they benefit from a determinate, or is it better for indeterminate in Kentucky?
In Kentucky. And we just have about a minute and a half, unless Bert wants to wade through the news.
That's probably a good question.
It's a good question for what we think about.
Ask me.
Well,
Michigan versus
hang
Texas.
up and just let somebody else get on the line, okay?
You're okay, man. You're okay.
No problem on that. What it's doing is Kentucky is a weird location. So if you were asking me which is better, Michigan or Texas, not a problem. But Kentucky is like,
they would both work, probably.
Yes. So I would go Tycoon Celebrity.
Okay.
Or what's my favorite heirloom up there?
Cherokee Purple.
Cherokee Purple.
Okay, that's why the Cherokee Purple didn't do so good for me down here.
That's right.
Gotcha. Thank you. I'm going to hang up and just listen to the rest of the show, okay?
Thank you, Bert.
Right.
You take care. You're always welcome to call,
Bart.
man. Always fun talking to you. I was thinking about you. I texted Edmund after talking to him and said, "Hey, Edmund, I want to get some sausage to make some red beans and rice." And I'm going to see what he says he's got that'll do that. And I bet you Bert's going, "Oh, you need to get. Because I bet you Bert's made red beans and rice.
Going in and out, in and out, in and out.
I am?
Yes, you are.
Oh,
yes, you are.
not on me, so okay.
Is that a Cajun? That's Cajun?
More Creole, I think, than Cajun.
Creole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which one?
Red beans and rice.
Oh.
Yeah, that was good. That's good.
Good stuff.
Is that Boudin? Boudin?
No. That was what I was thinking. But anyway, all right.
All right.
Well, Bert can email me, too. All right. So we'll talk to you right after the news on Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening, South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. We're broadcasting live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 on Bulverde Road. A beautiful day. We want you to come on out and enjoy it and enjoy all the beautiful color here. And right now you can sit back and enjoy the lovely thought stylings of David Rodriguez, who's on the line at 210-308-8867. Hey there, David. What's going on?
Hey, Milton and the gentlemen, guys.
Yeah, what's up?
Good. We'll be out there. I didn't get a chance to call in yesterday, but we'll be out there live at 10 a.m. next Saturday. Next Saturday at 10 a.m. live at Milberger's Landscape Nursery on 1604 on Bulverde Road.
Very cool.
We'll be doing our Earth Kind Turf Grass Basics 101. And this is a great time to look at your lawn situation. You know, do you have weeds? Do I need to replace my lawn? Water conservation is a big key, so we'll be covering quite a bit of proper watering and efficiency, as well as, hey, maybe I don't need as much of a lawn as I once needed or had. Maybe more vegetables, herbs, cut flowers, etc. So we'll be covering all that next Saturday live at Milberger's at 10 a.m.
That'll be good. You know what? And I knew you were coming. I can't believe it's almost to the 12th of April already. This month is flying by.
Can you believe that?
No,
yeah, you're right.
That's great. Yeah. This is another great seminar. David always does a terrific job, and people absolutely love the job that he does. So, yeah, this will be good. Some good topics. Yes. This is a tough topic, though. And people get very emotionally attached to their lawns.
It's perfect timing, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll be out there next Saturday, and we give people the option. We'll cover traditional, conventional nutrition and means, and then work in some organic and natural, and give the folks the option to use either or a combination of both. But it'll be a fun seminar. You know, we got so many people moving into the area that are new to our landscapes and our lawns. So I think this will benefit quite a few people.
Yeah, bring lots of questions, and there's lots of turf choices. That's the kind of the cool thing too. Education is really the key on this, in my mind anyway. Choosing the right turf for your needs. We had a good question yesterday, David. Maybe if you want to address it, you can address it.
Yeah.
The question was, what kind of grass would we recommend for a rocky soil?
And then I made the assumption, thin rocky soil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know you're limited by Bermuda. You know, if you go the seed route, of course.
That's what Mark said. Yep, we believed him.
Water on it to bring it up and get it to the summer heat. You know, I think it's been recorded that Bermuda, you know, they've seen some areas of Bermuda that the roots potentially can go down to 30 feet. But the challenge, as Mark and Calvin know, is a lot of people that are planting Bermuda, they also want the other T, which is trees. But when Bermuda tries to grow in the shade, that's not good. So it's a kind of a hard balance, trying to get everything where it needs to be.
Well, I think we're facing more and more. I'm sure, David, we've talked about this before, but as our landscapes mature and we get more and more shade, people have tougher decisions concerning lawn in general.
That's correct.
So we got all those like you talk about that rocky soil. My reaction was it's like the hill country.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's immediately
correct.
what I assumed.
Yeah.
And I said, well, there's not a whole lot of that rocky soil.
I never quite understood that when people love the hill country landscapes, and then they build their new house, and then they try to put in a golf course type lawn there in the hill country.
This water is getting, the population growth is unbelievable, and this water demand and 40 to 60% of outdoor irrigation is used on lawns during the peak 3 summer months. So we all need to be good stewards. I always say, St. Augustine, Bermuda, or Zosia, it's not the grass or the plant that's wasting water. It's the people that waste water, and irrigation audits and efficiency is the key. But, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, less lawns and more flowers and vegetables and herbs, a good balance. And then Mark Peterson and I and Kevin are tasked with these HOAs and places that are putting trees that are out of scale. These trees that are getting too big for these small front yards. And so we gotta get this formula down right so people can have the correct tree to scale and not a monoculture, just live oaks and all in these subdivisions. And there's a lot of challenges that we have, but water is a big issue on these lawns. Efficiency and not wasting it and using it correctly.
Yeah.
Yes, can we ask David? We haven't heard much about the youth garden, the classroom garden over there at the Botanical Gardens. What is the status?
Yeah. So the beginning of the spring session, Mike Brown with the Grass is Greener Landscape went in there and basically leveled all the old existing beds and irrigation. And they have new beds out there. They look very, very sharp on new irrigation. They're on drip. So we got new beds out there. And Dr. Stein and myself last week, with the help of the volunteers, planted a little mini tomato trial out there. And then the volunteers are growing some Crawford reseeding lettuce for seed collection, and then they're going to be planting some Oscar okra. But everything's going very well. They got a full, all the beds are full. The volunteers are really taking ownership of mentoring the kiddos and the families, and they're in good shape. So Saturday is the Saturday morning gardening school at the San Antonio Botanical Garden. And then Tuesdays is mainly for homeschool kids. And Master Gardeners have started that from ground zero, and they've really, really, really have grown that program on Tuesday. So we got two major flagships, you might say, best practices with the Bexar County Master Gardeners being a big part of that, and then, of course, supporting the youth gardens programs in the Bexar County area.
Cool. Yeah, very, very cool. Trace is up here on the porch with us.
Only because I heard David's voice.
Okay, yeah. He's bragging and talking, getting everybody to come to Millburgers next Saturday from 10 to 11:30 because he's going to be here talking about turf grass and lawns and stuff.
That's great.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's going to be good. Anything else, David? I don't mind. We don't mind to promote you. You always are part of good, exciting things. Any other things with the Master Gardeners? Or
no, we got a lot of activities that are happening. The Master Gardeners are doing an excellent job, and the nurseries are so full of so much pretty plants and color, and it's great. I love this time of the year. I mean, driving around here and there, looking at plants bloom and wildflowers, and it's an exciting time. And Trace and all these other Millburgers and all these other great independent nurseries, they do such a great job bringing in all the inventory for this time of year. It's exciting. I love it. I love this time of the year.
Yeah, and Calvin kind of exclaimed yesterday, the bluebonnets are up. I think that rain really kicked him into gear.
That's correct. Yeah, rain makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I was driving yesterday. I heard Dr. Arnold call in. So that was cool. He does a great job at the Leach Gardens at A&M, Texas A&M. So we're lucky to have Dr. Arnold, and he does a lot over there with the students as well. So.
Apparently, there's some police issues. He seemed very nervous when the sirens came by.
About that. That's funny.
But, I think it's okay. Cool. Well, thank you, David. Well, come visit us after your conversation and tell us what people were talking about.
Definitely. And everyone get out to Milberger's Landscape Nursery today and this week. A lot of pretty plants out there. We'll see y'all guys next Saturday. All right.
Thank you, David.
Bye, David.
210-308-8867. That David, he seems like an okay guy. Trace is thinking about it. Do I want to compliment David? I don't know. Let it go to his head.
Great guy, wrong college.
Oh, okay.
But for what he knows, he's all right.
It has to grow.
Yeah.
You
know that used to be a slogan, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But anyway. All right. Trace, what else? Oh, I was going to ask you were talking about mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Can you keep talking about them a minute?
Sure.
Okay, so.
It's about how long they live around me. I'll slap them down.
Yeah. So
I went out and checked. So that was cool. Spell sayonara.
I can't spell. Well, I barely spell my own name.
Well, it was with a C-Y, sayonara, A-R-A. So it was kind of cool. And I agree with you. It's cool to say. Sayonara, mosquito.
So, in terms of, because Calvin was talking about,
what's this all about? What's this sayonara?
Sprays to kill mosquitoes. It's a permethrin variety.
Oh, so it's an organic.
No.
I mean, permethrin. I thought was. Oh no, I'm thinking of something else. I think.
Pyrethrin is organic.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I thinking?
Permethrin is
a
mimic of an organic.
That's what I was thinking. Can you think of any? So if you stay on the internet long enough and you watch one video on mosquito stuff, you get next time inundated because of the algorithm. So I have heard, and I want to see whether
I thought you were going to say something like you get less smart.
Could be.
Okay.
So, well, Mark didn't like my idea, so he may think I'm already less smart. So, let's see if any yay or nay. A coffee spray for the yard not only helps the yard, but also keeps the mosquitoes at bay. You put it with water and you spray it around the yard. Have you heard about this?
No, so mosquitoes don't have noses, Milton.
Oh.
They have something called a receptacle, and that's how they find you. They already know whether they like you before they even bite you.
Okay.
So they can sense simple things like medications.
Oh, wow.
If you had a lot of Italian food and your blood is tainted with garlic, they already know that, whether they want to bite you or not. So smells of any sort will mess with their ability to sense things, and so they'd just rather be somewhere else.
Okay.
So as far as you can smell the coffee, it might help you a little bit, but certainly not very much.
We did have luck. Mark poo-pooed the idea. Yeah, he snorted at it.
I probably will too, then.
I snorted, yes.
But we had actually some luck with Irish Spring bars put around our patio.
So back to a smell.
Yeah, so it creates an
a
essence.
strong smell.
And they don't want to come in?
Creates a sense of, can I find anything? Let me go find something I really know that I can bite and drink.
That's cool, okay.
And if I remember correctly,
yes, theoretically,
only the females suck blood.
Oh, okay.
That is correct.
So take that however you want.
Yeah, I don't know how to take that. We have a bug zapper, too. Apparently they don't see that coming. But anyway, hey, so Chalmette Burt wants to talk about mosquitoes now, too, since we're on mosquito kick, so hang with us. What's going on, Bert?
Hey, well, when I heard Mark speak about it, it's like that's the one thing we did also when I was raised up in southeast Louisiana. Every bucket that you had open, you had to go put a little bit of dormant oil on it.
Oh, okay. And that was like Trace was saying with the oil?
Yeah, it's the spicules. That's the proper term that I learned from my horticulturist. They can't get their proboscis or the spicule up through the oil to get air, and they drown.
Yeah.
Mark, 100%, brother.
I think that may have been Mark and Trace.
That's Trace. Yeah, we're both doing it.
Mark can have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but...
Well, the other thing is about what the last caller said. It's like it's the carbon dioxide emission from your body that attracts them.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Hey,
so
did
just don't breathe, Milton.
I can't remember. Did we have mosquitoes in Louisiana?
Say again?
Did we have mosquitoes in Louisiana? I'm trying to remember.
I think you called them the state bird is the mosquito hawk.
Yeah. Yes, we did. All right. Thank you, Bert.
So that's what, like I said, just put, like if you can't remember how many pails or buckets, because everything in southeast Louisiana collected water. So
yes.
we just put oil on the top of them just to make sure they would not breed the mosquitoes.
Very smart. Okay.
You can use mineral oil or maybe even a vegetable oil, but it's not.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would do it more in dirt.
So don't spend a lot on the oil?
Yeah,
okay.
No, just it puts if you like you said, a couple of capfuls on the top of the water, and it stops them. It prevents them from getting air, oxygen that they need to live and survive. And
I'm not trying to say that Trace pampers his mosquitoes, but apparently he gives them donuts. I don't know if it's glazed. I don't know if it's chocolate covered, but apparently he's like giving them donuts.
Well, I use the donuts too because they're very efficient.
Yeah. We have donuts for our rain barrel.
It does take 5 to 7 days to actually kick in. I did an experiment here once where we had them in one of the tanks for the water plants.
How long does it take the oil to be effective?
And Mark, I have an update for you. I sliced. I said they're sending out packages now in like recyclable, and it's like a felt cardboard or paper. I sliced one open and I looked at it, and they're also sending recyclable or compostable donuts now. And I put one, and I did, because that's how I know. You're saying mosquitoes, that's why I'm thinking about it. Because I put one in water for like 2 weeks. And I had to make sure I didn't have any mosquito nymphs in them.
Okay.
That's for certain. And,
very cool.
But 3 weeks, and it's still it's not dissolving.
Oh.
But it is slowly dissolving. That I can say for sure.
Yeah.
What?
You talking about the dunk?
The what they call the compostable.
The donut?
Yeah.
Yeah, ours doesn't dissolve.
No, not just that. It's like also the packaging, the peanuts.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand that because the donuts I get from Dunkin' Donut, they dissolve in my coffee within
just no problem at all.
30 seconds.
Thank you, Bert. We got to run, okay?
All right, bye. Look, and that's why I'm not so eat so many donuts.
Mike is get a beignet, Bert. Mike is on the line, got a seed cabbage report at 210-308-8867. What's going on, Mike?
Yeah, y'all might remember I called in and I had planted cabbage by seed when I should have been putting out sets. And I decided just to go ahead and leave them in the ground, and about 4 out of 10 of them went ahead and made heads.
Can you hear?
So
Yes. Yeah. He's breaking up a little bit, but yeah. Go ahead. 4 out of the 10 that you planted by seed made heads.
Yeah, and about 4 out of 10 made heads, and they're fine. And the rest of them, I just looked like I would a regular green, and they were a little bit bland. They weren't as good as like a mustard green, but they were edible.
What plant was this?
Cabbage.
Oh. Yeah, this is what was it, about 6 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago that we talked. We couldn't figure out the reason why the cabbage wasn't doing well, right?
Right.
And I don't know. Neither one of us could figure out well, but they did come up. Correct.
4 of the 10.
4 of the 10.
Some did. All right. And you said they tasted okay?
Yeah, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. They just that I planted them at the wrong time.
All righty. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the report.
Yeah, I was curious.
Thank you, Mike. All right, we got to take a quick break. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. More of Milberger's Gardening South Texas coming up on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867, the number to call, and be a part of the show. So what do you recommend folks do this time? Now we are the beginning. This is the first Saturday of April. What should they be doing?
Well, we mentioned that they...
Oh, no, it's the second. No, yeah, it's the first Saturday of April.
They mentioned that if they want to accommodate the monarchs, they need to get some emergency nectar sources in place.
Okay.
This has been kind of a tough spring, but and we mentioned that available here at Milberger's and a lot of other nurseries in the area, the plants that are in bloom, zinnias and mistflower and the gar and lantanas. So they could do that, and they could just instantly meet the needs of the monarchs that are coming. Then the other thing is that we've got lots of blooming plants, and we're at the point where the summer annuals can be planted. The zinnias and the pentas and porterweed and
those are our favorites. We like the zinnias and pentas.
Vincas.
There's the periwinkle out there. It was hit kind of hard with the overnight cold temperatures and wind, but they're going to bounce back. So.
And then there are the lots and lots of begonias. But I'm looking forward to when the our favorite
whoppers
show up. I got my new containers prepared and ready for the planting as soon as they show up.
You took care of some begonias over the winter, kind of like a newborn fawn. You cared for it over the winter, right? Your begonias,
yes,
your whoppers.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So how are they doing?
They're doing great. I needed to trim them back a little bit.
Are they ready to go out in the new world?
I'm going to put them in a container.
Okay.
What about other things that you should be doing for the garden? Fertilization?
Well, of course, the lawn.
Yeah.
If you mow real grass twice.
Yep, I'm mowing once today. I've already mowed a little bit, and then the lawnmower battery died.
You know, it surprised me a little bit, but some of the rescue grass and the annual bluegrass is actually resprouted.
Yeah, it's turning green or I'm like looking, I'm going, well, that can't be Bermuda. It's too soon for Bermuda. Look at it closely. I'm going, whoa, look at that.
Yeah,
it's a poa and rescue grass.
Oh, that you have?
Yeah, so I'm like, somebody's asking me, what's this green? Why is the grass all green again? I'm like, I don't know.
Well, and then I've mentioned in a couple of articles that, that they are the annual bluegrass and the rescue grass are passing now. They're going to
that's
seed.
What I thought you said. Yeah, but I'm not sure they are.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not sure they are either. They're saying, well, wait a minute now. It's cool enough, and there's some rain finally.
Yeah, some rain.
Maybe we could get some seed produced.
So it is a confusing time, Milton.
Yes.
It's a very confusing time.
For
so you asked,
and
what
gardens.
should be going on? Well, mowing first. So don't rush out for the fertilizer and apply the fertilizer. Now, there's some good deals. This is your cue to look to see if we have any good deals.
Oh.
So we
fertilizer?
may have some good deals on the 1959, but do not apply it.
It is
apply
okay.
it.
It is for sale. 40-pound
Okay.
bag for $49.99. Premium lawn and garden fertilizer. 50% of the nitrogen from slow-release source contains iron, sulfur, and zinc.
Yeah, and that is a key
Yeah.
factor in the Milberger's product. It has both iron and sulfur, which is very beneficial for our area. So don't go out and apply it, but hey, maybe come by and purchase some in preparation.
Now, you haven't mentioned trees much, Mark.
No. It is still time. We say November 1st to April 1st, maybe, in most years. But I think this year we can get away with a whole nother month of tree planting.
Okay.
And we can plant trees year-round, but this is the ideal time to do it. And the reason is we want to make sure the tree's in the ground and established with a fairly decent root system before the summer arrives.
Yeah, but when it gets hard to...
And if you get to pick one of the recommended tree varieties, they should be able to deal with that rock and thin soil we've been talking about.
Uh-huh.
And then there's all those special techniques like the mounding, so that we can, if you just got very little soil, but it doesn't seem to bother a lot of varieties of trees. They'll just find a way. They'll get their roots in there and take advantage of whatever soil is there.
They exploit those cracks in the rock. Which, if you ever take 1604, do you ever take 1604, Milton?
We ever do what?
Take 1604, drive 1604.
Yes.
And you see all those lovely cracks or reddish dirt going down into the ground.
Yes.
Very far down. Well, those tree roots are finding those and exploiting those.
Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah. So, yes, very little soil, but they will find a way.
Yep. That's kind of true. And I've seen that before. All right, 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Another thing that you can do, I'll mention this, is you can take this time to educate yourself, like come to David's class. Do we have any garden club things coming up? I'm trying to remember now. Let's see, last Thursday was the first Thursday.
So I didn't make it to the San Antonio Men's Garden Club like I should have.
Okay.
But that is the first Thursday of every month, and then the third Monday of every month is the Gardening Volunteers South Texas Essentials Gardening Class. And both of these are at the San Antonio Garden Center, which is along Funston and North Two Braunfels, across the street from the San Antonio Botanical Garden. This is the feature or venue that a lot of the garden clubs in San Antonio use.
All right, 210-308-8867, or come on by Milberger's. So I have my backyard, I mowed it. That's why I was seeing what looked like the winter grass and stuff. It looks nice now that I'm mowing it. But if I have some St. Augustine, can I get it to spread a little bit? Are there things that I can do to get it to grow? Is it fertilization? Is it water?
Trace?
No. You wait on the fertilization, but the warm,
okay,
the heat that we expect now should encourage the St. Augustine and discourage the weed grasses.
Okay.
So that's the normal situation.
So it'll grow up, but I want it to grow out. How do I get it to grow out?
Mow it.
Fill in. What's that? Oh, mow it?
Mow it, water it, fertilize it.
Okay.
Consistently.
And it'll spread?
Yeah, you can't mow once a month, Milton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
So, yeah.
Well, you can, but it's going to grow more up than it is out.
Okay,
So.
yeah, that's okay. Good. I didn't realize that. Okay, because yes, I have let it get too high, and I thought I was letting the roots get.
And that also
deeper.
lets the weeds invade more too.
Okay.
When you do that.
So
it's those three things, and you do it consistently.
All right.
On a regular basis. Consistently.
And I can obviously get sod here.
Of course.
Yeah. What is your success rate with taking the sod, cutting it up, and kind of planting it?
I would discourage that.
Yeah, I think you've said that before.
People do it all the time, but the right way to lay grass is solid.
Okay.
And offset seams like a brick wall.
Right. Oh, I didn't know that part. Okay.
And if you do the fertilization as recommended and the watering as recommended, the grasses that are recommended will spread pretty quickly. San Augustine grass. Again, we're back. You need plenty of. You need light, and you need those other the water.
Okay.
And if you don't have those, you could just keep redoing the lawn like some folks are doing.
Yeah, I know.
Every couple of years,
Yeah.
and then they say, "Well, why are we having to redo that?" Well, if there's not enough sun, it's not going to prosper.
So that's a common question when people talk about, well, the grass died off and you took too much water. Why are you doing it again then? You're gonna the water needs are not going to be any different.
Yeah.
Are you gonna water it as you need to this time? And some of them look at me like, no, and some of them, well, yes, I don't want to spend money doing it again.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do a little of both and experiment.
But I guess we're not doing a great job maybe of encouraging people if they've got to the point where their trees are maturing and there's just not enough light to have a real prosperous lawn. But there are all these alternatives are pretty exciting. Those ground covers that are shade tolerant, and you just got to go to some of those neighborhoods where they've been in the shade for a while and see how neat those plants are. And the ground covers, and you can
the
use
options
mulch
for the ground covers, and there's a lot. A lot of them are available here, but there's a lot of choices out there.
Some of the
ground covers.
Some of the more unique things that I've seen lately is solid mulch. Then they get pots that match their house, and they randomly have. I'm sure it's not random, but
Okay.
It looks random. Colorful pots with colorful plants in it.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're watering pots to keep their color in their front yard.
Okay.
And they're just replenishing the mulch as needed.
Yeah, I've seen some of those down in the King William area and in Southtown, and it's very pretty.
Has like that layered.
Yeah, it's different mulches and
grass
different
and all
different
that stuff. Yeah.
color pots. Yeah.
Are you supposed to be careful with mulch and putting it against the house and stuff like that?
Against the house?
Like termites is what somebody said.
Well, to an extent.
Okay.
But any wood decomposing would be an interest for a termite.
Okay.
Even trees.
Even trees, yeah. So, okay.
Miss Keck would always, our county
yes.
horticultural, entomologist. I always pose that question because I would get it frequently at us.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, well, it's possible, but highly unlikely.
Oh, okay.
So usually termites have to have the wood source at or below ground.
Oh, okay.
For consistent moisture.
Okay, that's interesting. All right. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. Trace, anything fun coming in? You do your ordering on Sunday, so some exciting stuff. You told us about the tomatoes last week and stuff.
So there theoretically are some 1 gallon tomatoes coming. So we're not doing the little ones anymore because that's,
right,
in my mind. They still got time to plant them and get production, especially from that Ruby Crush. But we don't want to inundate ourselves with a markdown 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now. So,
oh, okay.
We're shifting our gears to gallon cans. We have that load coming out of Florida tomorrow that's going to have hibiscus and mandevillas and nice big Boston fern baskets.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Asparagus fern baskets, lots of color.
And you got some colorful roses. And we talk about best selection of the year.
It is.
Yeah.
And I spent the morning walking around among the roses.
Did you stop and smell the roses?
I did. There were several really nice ones. But Trace reminded me yesterday, actually, is we have little signs up that identifies the roses by color and then also by whether or not they're the old-fashioned tough roses that we have. So,
pretty sure the QR code even breaks it down to which ones have fragrance and which ones don't have much.
Okay.
But there was I favor the pinks and the whites, and there was some really nice. There was a Julie Andrews and a Meredith that were very nice pink ones.
I don't know what variety it was. I saw a home as I was driving around, and they had taken the yellows. You were talking about the yellows yesterday, and planted them right in the front of the house in a big area, and they look gorgeous.
That grandma's yellow is spectacular right now.
All righty. Well, we are going to take a quick break. While we do, I encourage you to give us a call with your gardening questions at 210-308-8867. Back in a moment on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. And welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Our phone number, 210-308-8867. We are live here at Milberger's at 1604 and Bulverde Road on a bright sunny day. It is crisp and cool, but it is bright and sunny. Was it warm out in the sun?
Yes, it was warming. I was going to say, Milton, we seem to have lost Calvin.
Yes.
Save yourself.
What's that?
Save yourself. don't worry about
Think
me.
we lost him to the cold? Do you want to take revenge on Calvin's reports on Mark Peterson when you're not there? Oh yeah.
No,
we'll miss Mark. He's 210-308-8867. Trying to think what's blooming out there tree wise.
So that was interesting. Yes, a couple of days ago, before those intermediate showers, intermediate.
Yes.
Intermittent. There we go. There was a lot of trees that were blooming. Both the Anaqua. This is down in downtown where I live, but Anaquas and China berries were in bloom, and it was very, very fragrant in the air.
What's the one? After the rain on Saturday.
But a lot of the blew out the blooms out of the trees, and so that was kind of disappointing because I was enjoying the fragrance of the air.
What's the one with I'm going to say big because it's a big pink flower all over it.
Big pink flower?
Pinkish white, maybe.
That was probably a Anaqua then.
Maybe
if it was a big, moderate-sized tree, or a tree.
Nice big tree.
Yeah, so that's the pinkish white one is the Anaqua.
Because yes, when you drove back home after the hard rain, all the blossoms were on the
ground.
On the ground,
The China berries as well. It's that light blue color, blue and white. But it is interesting at this time of year about the various trees that are in bloom.
Yeah. What else are you seeing?
Well, as Calvin wrote about in his article.
Yes, we didn't talk about your article, Calvin.
The last week primarily, but it's continuing on. The oaks are losing the leaves, and then now we have a pollen problem.
Yes.
So that's going on right now.
People and cars are suffering.
Yeah. So pollen. So in your article, you talked about what to do with all the old leaves that have dropped, and now those trees are getting into producing pollen.
Okay. Calvin, what else did you write about? What did you write about in your article in the Express News?
I'm trying to remember.
Well, you said dropping tips. Some tips as live oaks.
Yeah, losing their leaves.
So don't you? I mean, ways to. On the radio, we're showing Calvin his article.
What he wrote, yes. Does that look familiar, sir? Can you confirm or deny you wrote this?
Yeah, let's see here.
All right.
So one of the main issues was that
what to do with all those oaks. Yeah.
People are amazed that the live oaks drop their leaves.
And now I can neither confirm nor deny the fact that in the old days, people would go throughout the neighborhoods and steal the bags of full of live oak leaves because they use them in as mulch in their beds or in their vegetable beds or in the compost.
Yeah.
That frequently happened.
Well, if you want to rake them up, you can put them in your organic
Yes,
bin.
now we have the organic bins, the green bins.
We did that, and then I'm mowing them all today. So,
are you mowing them twice at perpendicular angles?
No, I wasn't doing that, but I could do that. Because now I got to go back because the lawnmower battery died. I got to go back and mow it again anyway.
Right.
So, yeah. Okay. So you recommend mowing
mowing is
north-south once and east-west the other time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the leaves don't, they decompose pretty quickly.
Yeah, once they're broken down. The microorganisms do not like the tannic acids that the oaks have. And so we need to assist them a little bit by mowing them.
Do I do any harm if I leave the full leaves on the lawn, even if it's a little thick?
We get that question every fall.
Yes.
And no.
Okay.
We're talking thick, as in 4 to 6 inches over the grass. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's pretty.
That's a problem. But no, mowing and leaving them is perfectly fine.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
All of a sudden,
suddenly the sound came out.
I know. It happens to me all the time, Calvin. It's just like I'm just like looking at your guys, and I'm like, what happened?
Okay, but it's been better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gosh, yeah.
All right. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867.
So yeah, to finish up that thought, mowing is probably the most important thing for the lawn. Pruning back anything that's frozen over the wintertime.
Okay.
Like your plumbago.
And what plumbago, the blue plumbago. What else did we say was blooming tree wise?
I think most of the trees.
Well, the pomegranates.
Yeah.
Oh, are they?
Oh gosh, yeah. Those wonderful orange blooms, and the thing I like about them is that they last for like a month.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and some of them have look like kind of like the rose. Now in my neighborhood, the deer don't eat them, so they're pretty prominent. It's a deciduous ornamental. Of course, you got a lot of choices. They're from tiny little ornamental plants to very tall, 12, 13 feet tall. And they're looking good right now. For
Good.
Sure. So I just add up some other ones I was doing a video in Walker Ranch, and we were looking at all the understory trees that were blooming.
All the what?
So understory or ornamental trees. So the Texas red buckeyes, true Texas buckeyes, and the Mexican buckeyes, and some of the Romer's acacia. These are all really fragrant, aromatic trees. And some of the weesatches were coming out.
Good. Hang on a second, Mary. JJ's got a quick question about crazy ants at 210-308-8867. What's going on, JJ?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Hey, you guys have problems with ants in your pants?
Ants in my plants?
Yeah.
Well, right now with the rain,
it's been happening for a long time now. I mean, these crazy ants are all over the place. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that, but we seem to have more than we normally do.
Yeah. So when I was with Saws, every time we opened up a box, a meter, or a electrical box, we had either crazy ants or fire ants. But we were seeing more and more crazy ants.
Okay.
Now, I don't know of anything good. Now, I've been out of the business, so There may be some new baits or something for the crazy ants. Argentinian crazy ants is actually what they're from. So, but there's probably some good sprays out there. But to answer your broad question, yeah, over the 16 years I was with Saws, I saw more and more and more.
Oh, you saw him. Mary, do you have any suggestions for what he can do about crazy ants and anything that we sell that he can spray?
We have the Amdro.
Okay.
And that one has crazy ants listed in it.
Oh, it does. Did you hear that, JJ?
Okay. Yeah. Well, what about something in vegetables? I got plants and vegetables in pots, and they're always in the pots. They seem to be killing the dang plants.
I don't know, but the Andro makes the product, the big
for
product
vegetables?
for vegetables.
For vegetables too. Okay. You'll have to come by the nursery and ask for it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Look at Cappy.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Are you cold, Cappy?
Yeah, it's cold.
So I don't know what they feed on, frankly.
Yeah.
I know fire ants is protein, but I don't know what fire ants feed on. I'll
Okay.
have to look it up.
Yeah, we'll look it up. We'll do some research. Thank you, sir. All right. We have Mary who's visiting with us. Calvin and everybody wanted to talk to Mary about the monarch sightings
and
the
the certified
butterfly garden.
Yeah. Well, right now the butterfly garden is just waking up after all that nice
Is that
rain. Right? It's definitely looking better since the rain. I've got my milkweed tropical one coming back from the cold weather. I protected it with some covering this last winter, and it's coming back really nice.
And here at the nursery, we got quite a supply of tropical milkweed.
Yeah, we got a truckload of it right now.
Yeah, and talk about, for those who don't know, haven't heard us, what is the certified butterfly garden?
Well, we were certified as having resources in the garden that would help increase the butterfly population. So we try to plant the plants that are host plants to butterflies.
And the emphasis quite often is on the native plants.
Right. The more native, the better.
Okay.
Although parsley is great in a pinch.
Well, let's see, what did we have at one point last fall? We had 12 different butterfly species?
Wow.
I get a lot of visitors
in the certified butterfly garden.
Yeah, a lot of skippers, sulfurs,
and of course
little buddy
we have
skipper.
monarchs and
buckeyes,
queens and
queen butterflies, monarch butterflies. Yeah, I get a whole list. Texas crescent butterfly. I've seen that. Peacock butterfly.
Well, and then Mark's favorite, that likes the fennel. What is that saying?
Is that the swallow? The black swallowtail?
Yeah.
No.
So dill, fennel, parsley,
and
the
thyme.
black
huh?
Yeah. That black swallowtail, I raised a lot of them, and they were...
Oh, really?
Yeah, out of the butterfly garden. They ate all my parsley out.
Oh.
Mainly because we were taking them off of the table where the parsley was being sold.
Oh.
And I'd put them on my parsley plants in the garden.
Okay. That was nice of you.
Keep them from being destroyed.
Yeah, and keep both the butterfly and the parsley from being destroyed.
Exactly.
Yes. Well, and what I was getting at, too, was it's a real opportunity to come by and see butterflies, obviously, but what attracts them. See the ideas if you want to try to do your own butterfly garden, right?
Well, and I think what Mary and the staff here at Milberger's have, with the goals, they got dual goals. Whatever plants that are necessary to attract and meet the needs of the butterflies, but also attractive for your landscape too. Plants that can do both, accomplish both goals.
And one of the things I'm going to be planting here real soon is some zinnias.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because they're good for the nectar.
And you've got mist flowers growing over there already.
Yeah, I've got my mist flowers coming back. They're growing back. But it's slow with the tuberosa. It's really slow coming back, but I think it's coming back now.
Oh, okay, yeah. The butterfly weed?
The butterfly weed, tuberosa.
Yeah, that's one, too. expect we'll have some here in the nursery for sale.
Yeah, we generally do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that's one that the butterflies love, the nectar, but they don't necessarily lay their eggs on it.
Although I have found them.
Have you?
Yeah, eating on them. Not very often though.
Yeah.
All right. We got to run. Thanks, Mary. Thanks for coming up and talking to us. Thanks for listening to you, the listener out there, to Milberger's Gardening, South Texas. Thanks to Al for doing a great job. See you next Saturday back here at Milberger's.